like Nrsimhadev. He'll become like Nrsimhadev. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yasodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare 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 Kṛṣṇa Hare Kṛṣṇa 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare Hare Oh Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivakacharya Tarasi Simad, His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswāmī Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa Parivakacharya Tarasi Simad, His Divine Grace Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswāmī Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Guru Parampara Ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita Ki Jai. Sri Vrindavan Dhama Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Go Premananda Hari Hari Bo. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All together, please. Om Jnana Tamarandasya Ganandana Salakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Savidam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta-ātmā Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rūpam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Prijana Sahitam Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Kṛṣṇa Padang Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitamscha He Kṛṣṇa Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapcha Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Prishabhana Sutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpa Dhruvyascha Kripa Sindhu Bevacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Kṛṣṇa Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Kṛṣṇa Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. So reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, translation and commentary, Srila Prabhupada, chapter 9, text 28. Chapter entitled, The Most Confidential Knowledge. Correct?
Yes,
28? So there's 34 verses in this chapter. Yes. Okay, please repeat. śubhāśubha-phalair evam mokṣyase karma-bandhanaiḥ sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā vimukto upaiṣyasi śubhāśubha-phalair evam mokṣyase karma-bandhanaiḥ sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā vimuktamam upaiṣyasi śubhāśubha-phalair evam mokṣyase karma-bandhanaiḥ sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā vimuktamam upaiṣyasi. Okay.
śubhāśubha-phalair mokṣyase karma-bandhanaiḥ sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā vimukto upaiṣyasi.
śubhāśubha-phalair mokṣyase karma-bandhanaiḥ sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā
sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā
माम् upaiṣyasi
vinuktamam upaiṣyasi
śubhāśubha-phalair evam
śubhāśubha-phalair evam
mokṣyase karma-bandhanaiḥ
mokṣyase karma-bandhanaiḥ
sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā
sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā
vimukto
upaiṣyasi
śubhā-śubha-phalair evam
śubhāśubha-phalair evam mokṣyase karma-bandhanaiḥ sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā
vimukto upaiṣyasi
vimuktaḥ
śubhā-śubha-phalair evam
śubhāśubha-phalair
mokṣyase karma-bandhanaiḥ
mokṣyase karma-bandhanaiḥ sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā vimuktaḥ upaiṣyasi. So, ladies,
śubhāśubha-phalair evam
śubhāśubha-phalair. Okay. śubhāśubha-phalair. To say karma-bandhanaiḥ sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā
vimukto upaiṣyasi.
So, word for word, please repeat. Śubha. From auspicious, aśubha, and inauspicious, phalaiḥ, results, evam, thus, mokṣyase, you will become free, karma, of work, bandhanaiḥ, from the bondage, sannyāsa, yoga, of renunciation, yoga, the yoga, yukta-ātmā, having the mind firmly set on, vimuktaḥ, liberated, mam, to me, upaiṣyasi, you will attain. So, translation Srila Prabhupada. In this way you will be freed from the bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Please repeat. In this way, you will be freed from the bondage to work and its auspicious and inauspicious results. With your mind fixed on me in this principle of renunciation, you will be liberated and come to me. Purport Srila Prabhupada. One who acts in Kṛṣṇa consciousness under superior direction is called yukta. This technical term is yukta-vairāgya. This is further explained by Rūpa Gosvāmī as follows: anāsaktas viṣayan yathātam upaiṣyasi nirbandha Kṛṣṇa sambandhe yukta-vairāgya uchyate. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1-255. Rūpa Gosvāmī says that as long as we are in this material world, we have to act. We cannot cease acting. Therefore, if actions are performed and the fruits are given to Kṛṣṇa, then this is called yukta-vairāgya. Actually situated in renunciation, such activities clear the mirror of the mind, and the actor gradually makes progress in spiritual realization. He becomes completely surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, at the end, he becomes liberated, and this liberation is also specified. By this liberation, he does not become one with the Brahmajyoti, but rather enters into the planet of the Supreme Lord. It is clearly mentioned here, mam upaiṣyasi, he comes to me, back home, back to Godhead. There are 5 different stages of liberation, and here it is specified that the devotee who has always lived his lifetime here under the direction of the Supreme Lord, as stated, has evolved to the point where he can, after quitting the body, go back to Godhead and engage directly in the association of the Supreme Lord. Anyone who has no interest but to dedicate his life to the service of the Lord is actually a sannyasi. More volume, please. Such a person always thinks of himself as an eternal servant, dependent on the supreme will of the Lord. As such, whatever he does for the benefit of the Lord. Whatever action he performs it as a service to the Lord. He does not give any serious attention to the fruitive activities or prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas. For ordinary persons, it is obligatory to execute the prescribed duties mentioned in the Vedas. But although a pure devotee who is completely engaged in the service of the Lord may sometimes appear to go against the prescribed Vedic duties, actually it is not so. It is said, therefore, by Vaishnava authorities that even the most intelligent person cannot understand the plans and activities of a pure devotee. The exact words are Tandra Vakya Kriya Muda Vidnyeha Na Bhuja. Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya 23:39. A person who is thus always engaged in the service of the Lord, or is always thinking and planning how to serve the Lord, is to be considered completely liberated at present. And in the future, he is going back home, back to Godhead. Is guaranteed. His going back home to God is guaranteed. He is above all materialistic criticism, just as Kṛṣṇa is above all criticism. Makam karochi vachalam pangam laite girim yad kripa tamam bande Shri Guru dinatarinam. śubhāśubha-phalair evam mokṣyase karma-bandhanaiḥ sannyāsa-yoga-yuktātmā vimukto mam upaiṣyasi. Yes, so at the beginning of this chapter, Kṛṣṇa says, I'm going to give you the special knowledge. But he says, because you're never envious of me. So matsarya, that is bhavarog, that is the disease of the soul. Now also, very interesting, second verse of the Bhagavatam, nimatsuro satam, that the Bhagavatam can be understood by somebody who is not envious. So what does that mean? Envious of the Supreme Lord. Of course, you're all devotees, but generally people in the material world are trying to control and enjoy the material energy. When actually this material energy does not belong to them, it belongs to the Supreme Lord. And they are refusing to accept the supremacy or even existence of the Supreme Lord. So that is matsarya. That is number 6 in the 6 afflictions of the mind. Lust, anger, greed, illusion, pride, and matsarya. So lust, Kṛṣṇa said earlier, if you're all experienced devotees, is karma-esha, krodha-esha, rajaguda, samambhara. That is the root. So lust, to enjoy the material energy. Whereas the devotee, he wants to serve the Supreme Lord. He doesn't want to enjoy the energy, but he wants to, what is that verse? Rishikeshu rishikena sevanam bhakti uchate. He wants to use the material energy to establish his relationship with Kṛṣṇa. Whereas the materialist, he does, God irrelevant, maybe he exists, maybe he doesn't, but I have to get on with my life. I have things to do. So that is ignorance, ignoring the existence of the Supreme Lord. So we see here in this chapter, Kṛṣṇa is really establishing himself as the Supreme Lord. And that is the ignorance of the materialist, and that is the knowledge of the devotee. The devotee is the unselfish servant of the Supreme. He's always calculating. He wakes up in the morning, now I must please my spiritual master. Now I must do the puja. I must take bath. I must worship Gaura-nitai. I must worship Radha and Kṛṣṇa. Let me do something that's pleasing to Guru, to Gaura-nitai, to Radha Kṛṣṇa. Let me use these material things, whatever facilities I have in their service. Let me offer bhajatam pritipurvakam. I think we've discussed this many times, that is very important. Tesham satada yukta-ātmā, if you remember the purport, those that are united with me in this devotional mood. What is that devotional mood? Pritipurvakam. That means they are practicing priti, affectionate, loving attitude in their service. And they are trying to avoid karma-mishra bhakti. Karma-mishra bhakti means, I have prescribed duties, I have material duties, so I'm going to do them and I'm going to offer it to Kṛṣṇa. That is karma-mishra bhakti. It's a broad spectrum, but basically it means there's still some attachment to identity in this material world, and the duties are performed in that way, but it's good, because he's trying to reach Kṛṣṇa. Then there's Jnana Mishra Bhakti, that means mixed. Mishra means mixed. So Jnana Mishra Bhakti means the person, I'm going to enjoy knowledge, I'm going to find out the Supreme, and I'm going to maybe merge in the Supreme, and I'm going to merge in the... So his knowledge is less, but he's also in a good way, he's studying the Vedas, but he doesn't have Siddhanta, he doesn't have the Kupa. And then there is Yoga Mishra Bhakti. Usually that is included also by Bhakti Vinod in Karma Mishra Bhakti. The idea is, I will enter the Supreme. Now usually their idea is Kevalya. They want to merge with the Supreme, and I will gain mystic powers, the 8 mystic powers, and I'll get the 10 southern, I'll become wonderful and powerful, and I'll be able to go across the universe. I'll just think where I want to go, and I'll be able to go there, I'll have all cities. So, I will worship Kṛṣṇa and get that. But the devotee, the basic principle of pure bhakta is he just thinks, as Prabhupada says, he's not considering the fruitive result. If you remember in the purport, he just thinks, I have a nice apple, good, I can offer it to Kṛṣṇa. Right? So, with pritipurvakam, and he's not considering any result of karma, jnana or yoga. He's satisfied to please his spiritual master in the family of Gaura-nitai and do the bhajan of Radha and Kṛṣṇa. So that pure devotee is highest of all. Yoginam api sarveshyam madgatein antaratmaha. That's the end of the 6th chapter. Of all the yogis practicing some kind of union with the Supreme, the one who is always thinking of me within himself, Shraddhavan, with great faith and realization, because of his bhakti, because of his dedication to the spiritual master and Gaura-nitai, he gains realization. His jnana, knowledge, goes to realization. So he's Shraddhavan. He's not worshipping Kṛṣṇa from an idea, it's a ritual. He's actually feeling the presence, gatanta, within himself. And so he is the highest. He is the highest yoga. Because Kṛṣṇa reveals himself to that yogi. You see, the Karma Mishra Bhakti, the Jnana Mishra Bhakti, they have their own ideas. They're good, they're on the path. But yeyatam mam prapadyante. All of them, as they surrender, I reciprocate. So if the devotee wants some material elevation, Kṛṣṇa will give him that, karma mishrava. If he wants some knowledge or maybe merge into the Brahman, it's a broad spectrum, then Kṛṣṇa will give him that. Kṛṣṇa is like a desire tree. If the devotee wants mystic powers and floating in the sky and prapti, getting anything he wants and all those things, okay, take it. There are so many siddhas, millions and billions in the universe, take it. But the devotee, he is nice calm. And that is the beginning of the Bhagavatam. Queen Kunti says, Kṛṣṇa is the possession of akinchana and niskinchana. That's the person who doesn't consider anything his own. And he thinks he has no other desire for anything. So he thinks, Ishivasya idam sarvam yatkinjat jagadam jagat. He thinks, this is all belonging to Kṛṣṇa. So why should I purloin it? Should I claim it? So karma. And then the next one is lobha. So greed. Calm or lust is included in greed. And then the next one is krodha. Sorry. Calm leads to krodha. And krodha includes calm. And then after that comes greed. And in greed is krodha and lust. And then after that is illusion. Then the materialist. Now the yogi is doing that, but the materialist is completely devoid of any yogic idea. He's attached to the material world and how to enjoy it. So after that comes illusion. So illusion includes lust, anger, and greed. Then the next one is pride. So after illusion, we start there, oh, I'm very good. Just like the materialist. Later on we'll see that the divine and demoniac natures. The materialist thinks, when Kṛṣṇa starts to describe the materialist, he starts like, so much wealth do I have today, and I will gain more according to my plans. He is my enemy and I have killed him. He is my enemy and I will kill him. There is none so powerful and supreme as me. I am surrounded by aristocratic relatives. In this way I will rejoice. I will give a little charity here and there, and I'll become renowned and famous. But, okay, you can have your flickering happiness. Anything that is done for the flickering happiness of the material world is śubha, aśubha, inauspicious and this. So they are, that verse, ye etam prapadyante, that is the first two lines are for the yogis who are trying in some way. And then Kṛṣṇa says, margate, the other people, the non-yogis, they follow my path in all respects. So they become karma-bandhanaiḥ, as it's stated here. They become completely entangled in their reactions. So you may look at a mafia boss or some rich man and think, oh, he's so bad, he's taking cocaine and chasing women and being mean and cheating people and manipulating the stock market. But it's going to be 20, 30, 40 years, and then he's going to have to pay that. So that's inauspicious. But then some people, they may know and do their duties. That is auspicious materially, you can say. They're doing their karma, they're dutiful to nation, family, and everything. But at the beginning of the Bhagavatam, the Vedavyasa is very unhappy because he thinks but he doesn't know why. It's getting worse, isn't it? Okay, done, relax. So, and he's feeling dissatisfied. So Narada Muni comes, long story short, and he says, you're unhappy because you haven't glorified the Supreme Lord and given the people of bhakti, the path of bhakti. You have given so many prescribed duties, and they're very auspicious materially, but they're temporary in their fruit, flickering happiness. And people will read your Vedic knowledge and so on and so forth, and they'll think that this is religiosity, to do my good duties. And that is condemned. So now you must specifically glorify the Supreme Lord in the Bhagavatam. Write the Bhagavatam. So the Bhagavatam is the Amal Puran because there is no ground given to karma, jnana or yoga. The Bhagavatam, starting from Queen Kunti at the beginning and so on and so forth, is simply the interaction of the Supreme Lord and his devotees. And Queen Kunti sets the mood. She said, "Oh Kṛṣṇa, you are the Supreme Lord, Janmadhyasya," as the first verse, and you are the property of the materially impoverished, people that don't want anything in this material world and that don't claim anything. They may be supremely opulent, but they don't claim anything as their self. They see all this energy, material energy, as the property of Kṛṣṇa. Ishavashadam. And so there's that verse, Rishikesha Rishikena Sevanam Bhakti Uchate. And they are simply using all their facilities to serve the Supreme Lord. So they don't end up with pride. They're generally devoid of all these things. And the last one is Matsarya. The materialist, to gain money and wealth, he has to be envious and dog-eat-dog world and gather money. But this is all based on his ignorance of his relationship with the Supreme Lord. So those people that are envious, and then they sense within themselves, what I've attained is temporary. So they also sense in a deeper level, God, this situation, I'm in a bad way. And they blame the Supreme Lord. So in Kali Yuga, the Bhagavatam is given, Paranaka Drunodita, to clear the way, to give people the path of bhakti, which is the real auspicious path. There is one in the Bhagavatam, second canto, Muktir hitavanyata rūpam swarūpaina avavashtiti. What is mukti? What is this liberation that is talked about here? Karma-bandhanaiḥ, free from this material thing. Muktir hitavanyata rūpaina swarūpaina avashtiti. It means to be mukti. Is defined there in Bhagavatam. So this being in the Bhagavatam is the final and perfect description. It may be colored a bit in the other Puranas for those that are in Raja, Tamagor and have some material. There's some ground given. But the Bhagavatam says no. Muktir hitavanyatar, it means to be situated in your spiritual form. Muktir hitavanyata rūpam. That's mentioned at the beginning. Remember Narada Muni, he served the Bhakti Vedantas, and then they taught him to meditate, and then one time, and after they left Chatumasya, he was meditating, traveling north, and then one time Kṛṣṇa actually appeared to him, gave him darshan, and this he felt enlivened. He saw the Supreme Lord, and then the Supreme Lord disappeared. And he said, Narada, he spoke to him, Narada, those that are not completely pure in heart cannot see me. So, but I have appeared to you to encourage you. So there's 3 forms of darshan. That's mentioned in Javadharma. First form of darshan of the Supreme Lord is bhava. Just like Narada Muni, he says, all my senses were enlivened. And then the second form is vak. And that means Supreme Lord will actually speak within the consciousness. And the devotee will hear the voice of the Supreme Lord. And then darshan. And that means the form of the Lord will become revealed to the devotee. And that is liberation. Narada Muni continues with his meditation, and then he explains at the time of death, just like lightning and thunder, a couple of nights ago there was lightning and thunder, appear simultaneously. When I gave up this material body, I fully assume my spiritual body. That is Swarup. So every soul has Swarup. Everybody has a constitutional form, constitutional relationship. And that is awoken. Rūpa Gosvāmī gives the example that a bhakti lata bija grows. So the Swarup means your own form, your constitutional nature. Now, one of the deviations in Vaishnavism is that some of the so-called teachers, they say, you will make your Swarup by your meditation. You will meditate that you have this relationship. And then some even say, you will meditate that you are Lalita Shakhi. And then you will merge into Lalita Shakhi. They have all these mixed up ideas. And then some say, oh, the Guru will give you Swarup, because the soul has no Swarup. It hasn't. It is just Sat. So these are all mixed up Mayavadi ideas. The constitutional form is there, and in the letter to Rupanuga, 1969, I think it's April 20 something, Prabhupada explains that the soul is like a seed, and every seed has a particular plant within it. So by the influence of sadhana bhakti, seva bhav is the important aspect. Then this Swarup manifests. But the core of this Swarup is seva bhav. Therefore, sevan mukhihi jivado, like I say, rishikena, rishikesha, sevanam, mahat sevam, dvara maho vimuktesh. But to do that, you must become free of matsarya. So how do you do that? This is the key point. We all want to develop our inherent Swarup. We have everything. We have Vrindavan Dham, we have Prabhupada giving us Siddhanta, we have the Maha Mantra, we have Sadhu Sangha. How can we turn this into manifestation of Swarup? Right? So that is given later on, 10th chapter. Aham sarvasya prabhavo matak sarvam prabhatate. Now we love our mother and father, right? Oh, they gave me birth. Very nice, they take care of me. But Kṛṣṇa is the ultimate source. We have to realize that Maharaj, 2-3 days ago, he gave a very nice class about Kṛṣṇa has 2 aspects. Aishvara, opulence, magnificence, Lakshmi Narayan. And he has madhurya. So we lose matsarya when we consider and we meditate on the Aishwarya of Kṛṣṇa, that he is the source of everything. He is my source. He is my creator and maintainer. And if we hold that Aishwarya Bhav, Narayan means the shelter of all souls. And then we realize that not only is Kṛṣṇa my creator, but he's also my maintainer, yes, because matak parataram nanyat kinchid asti. Everything is resting upon Kṛṣṇa. The material energy is resting upon Kṛṣṇa. The soul is resting upon Kṛṣṇa. Then we start to realize Madhurya aspect. Through his kripa, we realize Kṛṣṇa is the source, my creator. I am existing because of Kṛṣṇa has decided. It's explained in the Shastra, Dasmula, Bhakti Vinod explains, that we are transformation of the Chit Shakti, the Vibhinangsha. He's created billions, unlimited of spirit souls. Everyone is dear to him. And he's maintaining them. He's given them free will. There's no existence of a living entity without free will and cognition. So he has given all that. And he is most merciful. That is the beginning of Madhurya. Just like we have Lord Chaitanya. Namo Mahavaranyaya Kṛṣṇa Prema Pradayate. So Kṛṣṇa is the source. He's the all-powerful Narayan. And he's the maintainer. But he's also the well-wisher, the greatest friend. He's given us free will, but through his humility, he doesn't interfere with it. Use it. I'll facilitate. But I, as super soul, will remain with you and give you conscience and kind of guidance. And if you need me and if you turn to me, then I will give you all the mercy. Masuchaha, like at the end of the Gita, Kṛṣṇa says to Arjuna, don't worry about all the past, all the inauspicious and inauspicious. Just surrender to me. That means surrender. That means take instruction from Guru. Take the life instructions of Guru as your life and soul. Serve them by putting them into practice. Just like we have 4 regulative principles. So anyone that follows the 4 regulative principles is serving the order of Guru. That is service. That is seva-bhav. And then he's in this state of purity and he's chanting the holy name and reading the Bhagavatam. Then Kṛṣṇa becomes revealed. And this is the Madhurya aspect, because that is the sweetness, the kindness of Kṛṣṇa. You see, Kṛṣṇa is a maintainer and creator. Very good. But within that is his sweet heart, his kindness. So when that becomes realized, then he realizes Kṛṣṇa as in Madhurya aspect. So we should understand this progressiveness. Prabhupada many places say that at the beginning we offer to Kṛṣṇa, just like in the purport today, there's hints that Kṛṣṇa, Prabhupada is explaining, Yad Karosi, Yad Danasi, Dagstadashi. This is just a few verses before. If you follow this, this doing everything for me, all your material activities, then you become freed of all this. And Prabhupada in the purport says you will progress then. You will progress from just offering all your material facilities, but you progress to realizing Kṛṣṇa personally. And when you do that, the Madhurya aspect will become strong in your heart. You see, and the understanding of the mercy of Kṛṣṇa. Kṛṣṇa is full of all qualities, just like we have mercy, so he has mercy, unlimited. Once you realize that the mercy of Kṛṣṇa is there, that he is ready to take me to the spiritual world, and all I have to do is desire it. And all I have to do is practice using all these material facilities, an apple in the fridge, the house, my kirtan, my voice, my intelligence, in his service. And this is what we do, right? we offer Shravanam, we offer Kirtanam, we offer Smaranam, we offer Padasevanam. That is Bhagavat mark. And then we offer Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, that is Vidhi mark. So we do this spontaneously because that is the nature of the soul. And we do it spontaneously more and more when we realize that Kṛṣṇa is so merciful. Then we move to understanding his internal nature. And this is very important. Then we realize Kṛṣṇa. Then we realize the Sangha of Kṛṣṇa. And the most intimate aspect of Kṛṣṇa's personality is his love for who? Srimati Radharani. And when the soul is realizing not just Kṛṣṇa Aishwarya, Kṛṣṇa Kripa, but Kṛṣṇa's wonderful Leela in Golok Vrindavan, this is called Prema Vaivarta. You know the conversation Ramananda Roy and Mahaprabhu? First they started, Ramananda was instructing Kṛṣṇa in the form of Lord Chaitanya. It's very interesting. Ramananda is Arjuna. So Kṛṣṇa in the Gita instructed Arjuna. But in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Arjuna is instructing Kṛṣṇa, as Ramananda Roy. Anyway, it started with Varnashram, and they said, that's okay. Doing your prescribed duties, that good. Then he came to this verse, Yad Karoti Yadanasi, and then, now you're doing good, because now you're talking Seva Bhav. Always remember, in the material world, people serving themselves. In the spiritual world, they're serving Kṛṣṇa. That is yoga. So then he went, and then he then he went to the thing, you have to go to Brahman, you have to go to this, and then he came to Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, and then Lord Chaitanya. Now you're talking. Because this is Bhakti Marg. These 9 things, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, and if you practice them, what does it say in the Chaitanya? Nitya Siddha Kṛṣṇa Prem Sarakavadai Shravanadi Sudachitte Karire Udai. So then you move progressively to the realization of your Swarup. But the Swarup is always centered, the core of it is Seva Bhav. So the whole idea is to maintain Seva Bhav and progressively realize Kṛṣṇa. An example is given even in the Gita, that once you realize Kṛṣṇa, then everything is revealed. So there's that verse, Yasya Deve Parabhakti, Yasya Deve Tata Guru, Taishyate kahita yata prakashante mahatmana. To that person who has full faith and dedication to Guru and Kṛṣṇa, then everything is automatically revealed. Why is that? Because by that devotee's dedication to the Supreme Lord, he enters the spiritual, he goes from this material energy to the spiritual energy, and he realizes it. And in the spiritual energy, everyone, the companion of everyone in the spiritual energy is enlightenment, the bliss of enlightenment. And Kripa, the nature of Kripa. But in the material world, everyone is in ignorance, and everyone is selfish, full of envy against other living entities and selfishness. So that becomes the devotee's blessing of Kṛṣṇa. So bhajitam priti purvakam, then the next verse, tesham, what is it? Tesham evanukam patham aham agyana jamtama nasyami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhasvata. I, residing within their heart, dispel with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. That means instead of ignorance, you get realization and samadhi upon the form and the leela of Kṛṣṇa. And then the Swarup fully develops, just like it did for Narada Muni. It's right at the beginning of the Bhagavatam. Because the devotee fills his consciousness with the form of Kṛṣṇa. This is very important. Yes, it's good. Whatever you do, whatever you're doing, your prescribed duties, do it for Kṛṣṇa. But that's got a hint of attachment to the material body. But what we want to do is, we have a subtle body, which is the container of consciousness. We want to fill that with the leela of Kṛṣṇa, with the leela of Mahaprabhu. We want to see, just like in the Bhagavatam, in the Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma is describing Shriya Kanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kaltaravo. He's describing the spiritual world. He's seeing, when he starts to describe, he says, Chindamani Prakara Sadmusakal. Oh, Radha and Kṛṣṇa, they're in the spiritual world and they're being worshipped. So he's changing from Lakshmi Narayan, Aishwarya to Madhurya. And he's seeing the Supreme Lord with his devotees, which is the progression from Aishwarya Kṛṣṇa, Madhurya, merciful Kṛṣṇa, to Kṛṣṇa Leela. So that Leela of Kṛṣṇa has to be the fulfillment of our consciousness. We have to fill our minds, not with just doing yad karosi, yad dadasi, selling samosa, doing this and that, but we have to fill our mind with the revelation, like Lord Brahma. Kṛṣṇa is with his devotees. The central devotee is Radharani. So the 10th canto of the Bhagavatam. But that comes, that love for Kṛṣṇa, that Kṛṣṇa prem, that gets rid of the last bit of material Kṛṣṇa. Therefore it's in the Bhagavatam, right? Nasta praesho abhadresho nityam bhagavata sevaya. That if you hear Bhagavatam and the leela of Kṛṣṇa, then passion and ignorance will come practically to nil. But then if you progress and fill your mind with the leela of Kṛṣṇa, and chanting of Kṛṣṇa and meditating on Kṛṣṇa's leela, then you will realize your relationship with Kṛṣṇa. Muktir hitavam yatarupam. So this is progressive. There are many more things to be said. We'll say it next week. Oh, but I sent. So we have 4 minutes for questions. Thank you all for your kind attention. Any quick questions? There's another class at 7 o'clock. So we have 4 minutes. Quick questions. Quick answer. Yes, Maharaj.
So I'm just asking about when you come, there's like there's the beginning stage, the offensive stage, and the clearing stage, and then the offenseless stage, right?
Yes.
So,
well, there's Kanishta, Madhyam, and Uttama.
So this envy, this enviousness, when we're just coming.
Oh, you can get rid of it very easily.
Well, sometimes it doesn't.
No, it's very easy. You just think Kṛṣṇa is my creator, he's my maintainer, he's so merciful, even though I've ignored him, he's stayed with me, he's guiding me. If this is our meditation, that's what I said. This is the Aishwarya of Kṛṣṇa, the Kripa of Kṛṣṇa. When you understand the mercy of Kṛṣṇa, Kṛṣṇa says to Arjuna, don't worry about the past, Arjuna, just surrender. Mahasucha. This karma-bandhanaiḥ, this is all just a dream. Forget it, Arjuna. Come to me. Come and dance in the Ras Leela. Come to Vrindavan. Come to our association with Nanda Maharaj and the Brajajana. Come. So if you understand you know the mercy of Kṛṣṇa, then you start to understand the Madhurya. That is the entrance. The mercy of Kṛṣṇa, mercy of spiritual master, is the most important thing for the devotee. Now, Kanishta doesn't know Siddhanta. The Vaishnava actually begins at Nishta. Why is the Anathana Nishta? Why is the devotee Nishta? Because he knows Siddhanta. And then as his Nishta, he gets Ruchi, Bhava, and he gets realization. So that is the Vaishnava. Kanishta doesn't know Siddhanta. Therefore, he is called Prakrita Bhakta, Vaishnava Chaya, Vaishnava Vas. So it's very important. Just like Prabhupada, he had Kirtan in Tompkins Square Park, but then he had class. Learn Siddhanta. What is that verse? Siddhanta Bhulya Ji Bhogavancha Kore. Right? So everything is there in the thing. We don't have to make our own systemology. So we have to finish now. 7 o'clock on the dot, we finished. Sachi is very happy. So see you all next week. We'll add some points that I didn't have time to do. But thank you all very much for your kind attention. I hope you got something from it, the class, and Sachi's good association. Hare Kṛṣṇa, Krishna Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. 7 o'clock. Happy? Happy.
महाराज क्लास देंगे नहीं आप देंगे कितने अच्छा 7 से 8 7:30 7:30